Adrian Wojnarowski, save the people of New York. Please tell them something. Give them anything that could quantify as hope. What is going on here, and what happens next?
Well, what's going on is obviously, Jim Dolan has changed their leadership again, and this is the second time Steve Mills has gone out from, that president's position. He came back one time, and his second run was really as unsuccessful as the first one. Scott Perry will continue as their general manager for the foreseeable future, I'm told. And, Masai Ujiri had been a target for a very long time with Jim Dolan. He privately shared that with many people. He had been on the wrong side of trades with him, with Denver, with Toronto. And obviously, Ujiri has gone on to become one of the elite GMs in all the league. But I'm told that right now it is a real difficult pathway for them to be able to get at Ujiri. He's got 2 years left on his deal, and they want to move quicker here to find somebody. The Knicks, another thing too, they don't want to give compensation up, draft compensation for an executive who's under contract. So the way it's playing out, I'm told right now, is that they're going to move sooner than later on their search, and I'm told they've already talked to people, potential candidates. This firing has been at least a few days in the making. I think it was inevitable. The timing of it, I think, is what became. I think in the last couple of days that he felt he needed to do it before the trade deadline. He started to take several of the trade conversations over in recent days. He put Marcus Morris out on the market, who wasn't on the market. But as recently as yesterday, Steve Mills was on the phone trying to work on himself a D'Angelo Russell trade with Golden State that really had no traction.
Woj, though, that's the thing. If he wanted to get someone new in place before the trade deadline, he could have done this months ago. If he wanted to do it months from now, when Masai Ujiri didn't have as much left on his current contract as he does now, and maybe some of those assets they'd have to give up to get him wouldn't be as significant, I could sort of put my head around that. I still can't quite understand why you do this 2 days before the trade deadline. Has there been any answer on that?
Well, Rachel, you're trying to assign real-world logic to Jim Dolan's decision-making, and it hasn't traditionally fit. The one deal that they can do in the short term, and they've been engaged with, is Marcus Morris. I mean, that's kind of a cut and dry. What kind of assets can we get for a player who has great value on the market? Most contenders would like to get at Morris. So does that mean, a first-round pick, a first and a second and an expiring, or a young player? Whatever that is, that's an easier deal to execute on a player that Dolan's just going to say, hey, we're not worried about re-signing him long-term. Let's get some assets for him. But they've got to look beyond just a couple, moves like that here in the next few days. They've got to look at the broader, the broader picture for the Knicks organization. And, Ramona Shelburne and I reported a short time ago, one area that Dolan has already started to consider is the player agent pool for a potential president candidate. You've seen the success Bob Myers had in Golden State, Rob Pelinka, the team that they built with the Lakers, and even another, the general manager, Justin Zanuck in Utah, although he worked in the front office before he became a GM, but was a longtime agent. That's a place he's spending some time looking at now, but there's going to be, and people, you would think that given how Dolan has run the organization and how it has ate up people, it has spit them out, that this is a job that elite GMs wouldn't want any part of. And I don't believe that's true. I think there are plenty of top-level executives, especially in smaller markets, who would love a crack at what it means to have the Knicks platform, to have the resources, to still have that great Madison Square Garden stage. And if they could just figure out a way with Jim Dolan to make that work. But if you look back at their last few searches, Rachel, they have never gone after who you would consider, the elite of the profession, guys who've, had successful playoff runs, who've won championships, who've been Executive of the Year. Really the last one, Donnie Walsh, when he came in, and Donnie did a really good job in his run there. They haven't done that.
Why would you ever want to repeat that? I mean, you look at a Sam Presti, right? You look at some of these guys who are in, as you say, smaller markets who have given the platform. I think that's what's so frustrating for Knicks fans, for people, frankly, like me around the NBA. The Knicks are this amazing untapped asset. They are the most valuable franchise in the league. They have a tremendous fan base. Their popularity around the world globally is unmatched, and yet they have not been run in a way that matches that kind of quality of a team.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For highlights and analysis, check out the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, check out ESPN+.